biggest crowd they've had in the Lubbock Coliseum since Coach Myers has been there, something like 7 years. And then Saturday night for the SMU A&M game, that was the largest crowd in Moody Coliseum history. They had 10,276, which just is a good indication that people are anxious to see Southwest Conference basketball. And I know every contest is giving people every reason to come back for more, because all of them have been exciting games, and I just hope we get our share of the record crowds here in Waco.
You know, I started to say, I know you'll be much more concerned with the size of the crowd at your Houston game here tomorrow night, but a very interesting figure I will look for tomorrow night is the crowd at Rice when Texas goes down there to play.
Well, if the Rice people won't come out and support that ball club now, they're never going to, because it's ridiculous, the crowds they've been drawing in Houston. I don't think they've had a crowd over 1,000 yet this year, and when you come out and support them.
Okay, let's go to another question.
Coach, why did you take Marty Zeller out late in the Texas Tech game?
Well, for one very simple reason. Marty was absolutely exhausted near the end of that game. He had played a super contest, played hard all the way, and he was tired, and I just felt like it was the thing to do, and that's the main reason that I did take him out.
Okay, another... Yeah.
It seems like a team with a superstar like Vinny never wins consistently. What are your feelings on this, Coach?
Well, that has been said about many ball clubs, and that might be a good thing to look into. I think that, you know, we had the first winning record in Baylor basketball last year in 5 or 6 years, and certainly I think Vinny deserves credit for helping us get over that hump. So I think we're definitely a better team than we had been in the past. And I hope we do well the remainder of this season, not only for every member's sake on the team, but for Vinny's also. And I think that you can go back and look at a lot of ball clubs, and there's been superstars that have had good records. I think you can look at Sidney Moncrief this year is playing great at Arkansas, and they're winning. So I think it all depends on the fact that you need to have 5 good men out there on the court at one time, and that has a lot to do with any win or loss. But, you know, I'm just glad we got Vinny on our team.
Jim, do you think there's ever a tendency when you have a player with Vinny's caliber and some of the greats in the past, the Oscar Robertson, the Jerry Wests, and people like that, for the rest of the team to kind of stop when he goes into action? Does that ever happen?
Oh, I told the team before the Texas Tech game that I assumed they would continue to play as hard with Vinny back as they did in his absence. And I was a little worried about that, but anybody that saw us play against Texas Tech knows that we played every bit as hard as we did without Vinny, because we out-rebounded Tech by 16 rebounds, which was a big, big margin, and one I certainly didn't expect. And we played good, hard, tough overall defense. And I think if you talk about superstars and you talk about a type of player that can only do one thing, for example, a youngster that can only shoot, and you've got to go to him time and time again, well, then you may hurt a ball club by doing that. But Vinny can pass, he can dribble, he can shoot, he does it all, and I think our other team members would be the first to tell you that he makes them all better players. You can look at the number of assists he gets every ball game and know how many buckets he's directly responsible for, because he'll draw 2 or 3 people toward him. So certainly he's a credit to our team and to the Southwest Conference basketball.
Okay, another question.
Coach, looks like the press gave you a rough time, and wonder why you didn't handle it a little better from the Texas Tech game there.
Well, I give Texas Tech credit for the fact that they used a lot of different presses against us, and that was only the second time this year that we have really been pressed hard, and I think it was good experience for us. I disagree with you. I don't think we handled it poorly. We had some turnovers at inopportune times, but I thought all in all, we handled their press, for example, twice as good as Texas did the night they went out there and got beat so badly. But, you know, I think that was a poor description. I don't think we handled it badly. Just we did have some turnovers at bad times. And I know when Vinny fouled out of the game with about 3 minutes to go, we had 3 turnovers that hurt us. But, you know, we don't have any other super dribblers or ball handlers to take his place.
Jim, without getting terribly technical about it, how many different kinds of presses are there?
Well, all presses are different in the respect that they line up differently. You may...
Coach, I
I heard Pat Frost interviewed on Mutual the other day. He said most of the schools in the conference are trying to upgrade their programs to level of Arkansas or Texas. I was wondering why Baylor hasn't done that.